Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Luna was caught because of her incredibly reckless jest. She's facing immediate jail time unless another phenomenon save happens. As Bill so correctly said, who gets 3 chances? But that's what Luna entered after Lee followed the other miraculous escapes from justice. Luna's arrogant thanklessness led to her targeting and taking advantage of Will, who'll soon need to partake the horrible verity with Elektra. Reaching Will was inversely outrageous because it allowed him to identify her position and discover she was still alive. Yet, the followership knows that Luna planned to ultimately reveal herself, assuming that was going to be when she perfected her gestation or gestation humbug. Will has to tell the woman he loves and who loves him deeply about Luna. The shock of her being alive mega hit Will's parents hard. Also, he'd to tell Bill and Katie about what happened after the celebratory party at Il Giardino. Katie was thrown when Will revealed who the woman was who entered his room. But she's known since shortly after that event happened. Bill, on the other hand, didn't know. Bill defaulted to full-blown Bill mode when he learned what Katie did. They freak lined to the apartment where Lee has been keeping her granddaughter and brazened her before Luna returned. Bill will do everything possible to ensure that Luna is penalized, assuming she remains captured. Elektra. Luna assessed her as a weak existent who could be replaced. But Luna didn't calculate that Will wasn't the fantasy interpretation she imagined. He's fallen in love with Grace's character and sees the striking discrepancy between who Elektra is and who Luna isn't. Will did the right thing by passing in his mama and by going to his parents to tell them Luna is alive and was the woman who targeted him. But the hardest part comes next when he tells Elektra this snide story because she's sure to be rattled. Conspicuous by her absence within current developments is Luna's paternal grandmother. Sheila cares for Luna, likely does. But she doesn't want to see her return to jail. Lee feels betrayed because she was. So, she might not be inclined to prop Luna's escape attempts. Sheila is a different character consideration. It's easily within the realm of reason that Brown's fabulous character will contemplate orchestrating Luna's coming escape from justice. Whether Sheila exacts that result is a strong open question. Luna to use the gestation test to her advantage. What does this mean for Luna and Will future now? Luna took a gestation test at Remy Price and Deke's apartment. Deke demurred her out before Luna could read the results. Also, she was going to read them at Lee Place. That's when she was ambuscaded by Bill, Katie, Will, and Lee. Just as they were about to drag her back to captivity, Luna's bag dropped. The gestation test was one of the effects that dropped. That test has a positive reading. Still, now Will's problems have multiplied, if sleeping with Luna wasn't horrifying enough. What's Will going to do now that Luna has a positive gestation test? How does he tell Elektra about this as well as tell her that there's a baby on the way? They could take Luna to captivity anyway, and end up getting the baby after it's born if they want. This is presumably the pen's way of getting Luna to stay on the oil. It's likely that Will, Bill, and Katie need to suppose about what to do about the baby. Bill was going to take Luna back to captivity. With an innocent baby involved, that could complicate effects. Will Bill hold her internee until she gives birth? Will they try to force her to get in revocation? Elektra plans a romantic surprise for Will. Luna and the interdicted baby on his mind, he might not be feeling particularly romantic. Still, she'll quaint in, if Will doesn't get honest with Elektra. Still, what Elektra thinks is really going on could be veritably different from the verity. There's also Hope, who has a big decision to make about Carter and Liam. Luna announces she's pregnant with Will baby. Elektra bonds with Hope. Lee continues cascading Luna to the wall while twisting her neck. Bill, Katie, and Will watch for a bit, but also intermediate to stop another murder from taking place. Luna heartbreaks and begs not to be transferred back to captivity, they'll kill her there. Bill says he's going to pick out her cellmate for her, someone who'll know how to handle Luna. Lee says she's more evil than Poppy. This really offends Luna. The girl claims she did it because she's in love with Will. Katie reminds her that Will was passed out and she took advantage of him. Luna keeps prattling about getting caught up in the moment. What they participated was magical and beautiful. Will calls her delusional, he allowed. She was Electra. Luna knew on some position that he was making love to her. Will see ain't believe this. They try to snare her to tote her off to captivity. The gestation test falls on the bottom. It's positive. Luna says she's pregnant with Will's baby. Not only that, but Luna has a big smile on her face. Honey, a baby ain't going to save you from captivity. Women have babies all the time in captivity. Electra thinks about Will. Hope enters and Electra gushes about Will and their first time together. They also talk about the trauma from Remy deepfakes. Electra eventually feels like she can trust again, and Will would no way do anything to break that. She made a choker for Will with their initials, we. Hope gushes about it. Electra continues talking about her first time with Will. Deke lectures Remy about Luna. Why did he let someone like that in? Remy explains she slogged in, and he was stunned by seeing a girl back from the dead. Deke prodigies what other secrets Remy is keeping from him. She's too dangerous, he can't ever be around Luna ever again. Deke has big plans, including being a fashion developer. Remy promises no bone. We'll find out he ran into Luna. They partake a kiss, but can Remy really keep that pledge? Carter believes he's eventually near the right finish line. His colorful romantic failures in recent times are about to be reversed because Hope appears to want to marry him. Carter has no way been married, which is a stretch that requires observers to suspend unbelief. But that's where St. Victor's character finds himself after all these times. Like Carter, Hope is in her early middle-aged times. She's been married 5 times, which, by day norms, is above normal. Carter may come her 6th marriage, with Liam tallying 3 matrimonial observances, including the most recent. She also married his family, Wyatt, and was technically married to Thomas, who had just returned from Europe. Thomas's exit to hurt Hope. She didn't want to marry him, but was part of his family. Observers recall that she clicked with Thomas's son, Douglas, and came the woman he considered his alternate mama, following the death of Caroline. The Liam circle was in effect when Thomas left city or since. But the assumed excrescence dread and his nearly being killed by Luna caused Hope to support Liam's significance in her life. Plus, they partake a son, Beth. That plot was unusual because it materialized snappily, was violent, and also faded like drops on the Forrester Creations grounds on a hot summer's autumn. That open concluded possibility inferred she could return eventually and readdress the relationship or indeed finalize it through marriage with him. Carter's heartache hills are high, which his stylish friend, Ridge, knows so well. That's the reason why he told Carter not to rush into marriage with Hope. Ridge doesn't want to see Carter get hurt. Rather, he converted him to allow this developing connection to inflow more organically, to use a cliché that's apt in this interpretation of California. Ridge just impulsed into yet another remarriage with Hope's mama, Brooke, which is its own story for another day. Brooke and Ridge are reunited, the couple isn't wasting any time. The two married in a quickie office marriage, and are ready to start their future together. The first step is for Ridge to move back home with his cherished Logan. The couple's wedded bliss will be tested by Brooke's son, Hope. There's no love lost between Hope and Ridge. The two have had their issues. But effects reached a fever pitch during Hope and Carter's preemption. The Forresters got their company back, Ridge wouldn't forgive or forget Hope's treason. As for Hope, she wouldn't forget the discourteousness Ridge has shown to her, including calling her a whine. The pressure will always be there for Hope and Ridge, but it'll amplify now that Ridge is back at home. With Ridge moving back to the Logan Manor house, Hope might decide it's time to make a change. Hope's lived in the cabin on her mama's property. Suckers have wanted her to move out for a while, and they might get their want. Ridge and Brooke's rearmost reunion will have Hope realizing it's time to leave. Hope's plans to move out will upset Brooke. She loves having Hope and Beth living at home and doesn't want them to go. But Hope isn't going to live in the same house with someone who constantly disrespects her and her mama. Brooke can try to maintain the peace between Ridge and Hope, but it wouldn't work. The stepdad and stepdaughter feud will continue, and it'll leave Brooke without a guest.